Hi Aries, this is a reading for anyone who identifies with or is interested in the Aries energy during October 2018. I'm so sorry that your reading is almost 2 weeks late. It's just about a mid-month reading at this point, right? But I am still going to call it a monthly reading, a full monthly reading for October. And we'll see what comes out for the entirety of the month. Because I'm not yet sure. I might still get mid-month readings out for every sign. I don't know. But I am moving. I just finished moving, so I'm sorry, but I appreciate you understanding and being patient with me, Aries. And thank you for liking and subscribing. Welcome, Lunarticks. I do appreciate the likes and subscribes. Oh, and before we get started, if you are mostly interested in a love reading, Libra season love readings are already up. They have been, and I will link them in the description of the video, along with autumn season autumn readings that I've done for all 12 signs as well. They're divided into elements, so it will be a fire sign autumn reading that's linked for you below, but your individual reading is time-stamped. So you can find that, Aries, and we will try to jump right in now. I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot deck. Information about all of the decks and the music, etc. will be in the description of the video. A reversal of fortune is representing you in October. And I'd venture to say at this point, you've seen this energy already. We had Venus go into retrograde on the 5th, right? We had our new moon in Libra we just had on the 8th. We're expecting this full moon in Taurus on the 24th, and that's conjunct Uranus, which will be retrograding and moving back into Aries, which, will still be retrograding, and at that time, the full moon moving back into your sign, Aries. So we'll see what that energy looks like coming up for you as well. And it may be a reversal of fortune related to Venus being in retrograde that we're talking about for you this month in October, because so many of the readings are coming up as love readings right now, even though I'm trying to keep these monthlies open to all energies, all messages. And they are usually related to love in some way. Love of yourself, love of others, but I tried to keep them open to more messages than just romantic partnerships, and yet this month that's what's coming through. The seasonal readings, like the Libra season love readings, those I thought I would make specifically about love partnerships. It looks like you have a decision, though, a very significant decision this month. In October 2018, so it may be showing up here in the monthly as well. And I say that I think it may have been a reversal of fortune that was related to Venus retrograde, because the Lovers is the card in the root of the situation. The foundation of the situation is a lengthy entanglement with someone and or a significant Gemini in your life. Aries. Significant Gemini in your own chart. Maybe that's your rising sign. But it does look like the root of the situation is a commitment. A bond, certainly a bond that implies trust. And it very well could be that in the root of the situation, Aries, someone, maybe you had a significant choice between two people. And in your inner world, you still feel like you have a choice currently. So the second half of September even, or before, presented a significant choice between commitments for you, Aries, or someone that you're close to, that you're dealing with at this time. And then in the recent past, you have the Three of Wands. Waiting to see if something grows. In the recent past, the very end of September, very beginning of this month, you have been waiting to see if something grows, maybe with whichever path, person you chose. In your crowning thoughts, Aries, you have the Star card, an Aquarius, possibly. What's crossing you is the Temperance card, a Sagittarius, possibly. So I see Sagittarius energy, Aquarius energy, and Gemini energy. It could all be energy that's in your own chart. That's the foundation of the situation. You're crowning higher thoughts when your ego is quiet, and then what's crossing you, what you're faced with this month. We will get clarifiers from the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck as well, Aries. Well, for one, when your ego is quiet, your higher mind, your higher self, your crowning thoughts knows that this reversal of fortune that you're experiencing currently is actually a gift from Spirit. For some of you, it's a blessing in disguise. So it's a reversal of fortune that feels negative, and yet, it is a gift from Spirit. You have the Ten of Cups reversed in your outer world, and I'm quiet and I'm obsessing over it because I really think that it wants to be turned around. I think it wants to be upright. I really do. But it's like in your outer world, this energy is just blocked. So there's shared emotional fulfillment to be had, and available to you, and it's just blocked. And I think it's probably, Aries, because you still have this significant decision to make in your inner world. We'll get a clarifier on that. That it looks like you've had since the root of the situation, and it does look like it is regarding to lengthy entanglements, to commitments, to partnerships. It can be two different romantic partnerships that you've had going on simultaneously that you've been choosing between. For some of you, it can be work related, to commitments to, say the job that makes you money, but then the work that you're really passionate about and love to do, right? Yeah, that's what it is for a lot of Aries, actually. I think you put faith and trust in a path that would lead you to what you felt was your destiny, where you felt you were meant to go. And that's this lengthy entanglement and bond and trust we see in the root of the situation. You believed in your path, your purpose, your work, or that you would find it, that you would get where you were heading. And yet there have been these two significant roads present for you, these two significant pools. And here you are showing up the full Aries energy on the bottom of the deck as the overall energy. The overall energy for the reading this month, what this reading is about, is who you are and who you want to be, what you want to do, what kind of energy you want to bring to the world, to your interactions, to the work, to what you contribute while you're here in this lifetime. And you're at a point where that becoming that person, or continuing to be and grow and evolve that person, share that person, it requires taking a risk, going down a path that leads you to an unknown destination, embracing, trying things all over again, being brand new at things, being bad at things, even though you've probably learned a lot, mastered a lot, have a lot of skills under your belt already. This is about trying something new, the path you want to go down now. And it's like there's this reversal of fortune has given you this opportunity. And it does feel like a gift from spirit. It really, as always, but I'll say it now, it really may behoove you this month to pay attention to what the cosmos have to say for you. As I said, I think this reversal of fortune may very well be connected to Venus retrograde with the Lovers in the root of the situation. Now that's Gemini's card, Mercury's Gemini's planet. But that planet for all of us has to do with what we love and the way we love it and how we show that. So I still see that being a significant shift, that if it didn't directly lead to this reversal of fortune, it certainly contributed to it. And you can maybe trace back where this reversal of fortune came from in terms of your birth chart and what's going on astrologically, and connect that to where October, November, the rest of your year is going. Now, if that sounds like a task to you, if that sounds burdensome, if your immediate thought is, oh, I don't have time for that, that's why I tune into you, that's, maybe I'll see what an astrologer has to say, but I don't have time to dig into that, I get people to tell me, then do it that way, the way that you normally do. Check in with your favorite astrologer, etc. But I am also talking to Aquarians who truly have the star card in their crowning thoughts, in their higher mind, or talking to Aries who have this Aquarian energy in their crowning thoughts, in their higher mind, in terms of knowing that they ought to pay attention to their birth chart and the cosmos right now. If when I say that to you, your reaction is, I've been thinking about that, I've been feeling a pull toward that, do it. Listen to it. Listen to yourself, not me. But for others, it represents this ongoing rejuvenation and healing that has been happening, and has led you to this reversal of fortune, and is what you need to continue to water the seed that is the Ace of Pentacles, though it is reversed here in this reading. And for many, it's both. It is a blessing in disguise. It is a gift from spirit, this reversal of fortune, whether you see it or not. For some, it is reading in your life as a missed opportunity. You missed an earthly opportunity to grab a job, to grab a raise, to grab a promotion, to make some money, to get a new home, something tangible, earthly, material, 3D matters. But it is still a gift from spirit. And again, you may be met with a significant Sagittarius energy that has something to do with that situation, with helping you out with that reversal of fortune, helping you into your next step. Well, this temperance energy, whether it's an actual Sagittarius in your life or an energy in your own chart, or not, or just an energy around you that you're called to step into. It's here helping you with your success, true success, which means work. Actual true success is not sitting up with our feet on the table, hands behind the head, relaxing and enjoying the fruits of our labor. No. Success, by definition and actuality, is that final stretch of work that still needs done. And experiencing doing that last stretch of work ourselves is what experiencing success is. Right? And that's what it's helping you with. But in this place, that last stretch of work is normally not very hard. He looks kind of bored, unsatisfied, maybe it's taking too long, maybe there's not enough fruits there for the labor he's put in. He might just take a nap and let these fruits go bad, right? Like, you can go complicit. You can decide you don't want to do the last stretch of work, you want to scrap it, start over, you don't like what's happened here, you can. But normally we're talking about success that's just a final stretch of work. It's maybe the easiest part of the work, and it just has to be done. You have to gather, what you've grown, right? That's that last stretch of work. This is what success feels like, and it requires this temperance energy, being poised, being balanced, being patient. I'm sorry if this music has been too loud, Aries. I get talking and I forget. So, and this may be again a Sagittarius energy coming in to help you around you, or this may be a patience and a balance that you need to find and own, Aries, this month. All things in moderation. It's like that. It's like what I'm saying is that last stretch of work for you. You've been waiting to see how something turns out, how a project shakes out, how a relationship, again, a job situation maybe, turns out. You're very invested, literally very invested in this project, this process that you're waiting to see how it goes. One path heals you. Yes. You have to go down the path that heals you, Aries. I know I'm not lying right now. I know that this is true for the Aries that this message is for. So if this doesn't feel true for you, then it's not for you. But Aries, one path seems risky, but you know it's what heals you, mind, body, and or spirit. That's your path. That's the path you will end up choosing or regretting. For sure. Cold chills all over my body. I'm 100% sure of this. But you've had these two lengthy entanglements. Again, we could be talking about people. We could be talking about different choices in your work life or anything. Just two different paths, ways of life, places that you want to live. You've had these two lengthy entanglements, these two commitments, these two roads that you were tied to. And one of them heals you and seems risky, but Spirit has given you this reversal of fortune recently to give you an opportunity to walk that road. And it looks like you're in a place where you've been feeling confident. You've been waiting to see how something progresses, how a project turns out, but you're invested and continuing to stay invested because you're feeling confident about where it's going. Excuse me, Aries, I'll let you look at this with me for just a couple of minutes. I'm sorry I didn't think to do it earlier. Here we are. But this final stretch of work now, well, success in the area that you are aiming for now, that you have been waiting for, the progress that you are hoping to make very quickly, that you are hoping to expedite in October, that success, that work, it requires precision, is what I'm seeing. You're asked to complete that success very carefully. And I think what I'm saying for many Aries is, are you sure you're going down the road that you want to be going down? Are you going down the road that heals you? In the outcome of the situation, the end result of the situation, you do have the King of Swords and in reverse, suggesting that ultimately at the end of the month, right around probably following that full moon in Taurus on the 24th, well, there's some type of dishonesty at that point. Let's get a clarification card on that King of Swords in reverse. There's some type of dishonesty. Some of you are being cruel judges with yourself about which choice you make. Some of you aren't being honest with energies around you, people around you, about which choice you make. You have the Star card showing up again. Very significant Aquarius energy here this month for you, Aries. I think I called you Aquarius earlier when I was throwing all of those names around. Maybe not. Maybe I just felt like I did. So in the near future, the King of Wands, an entrepreneur. Maybe you follow the path that is you starting your own business. Maybe that's what this gift from Spirit is, this reversal of fortune. Maybe that's the path that heals you. But even if it's not your own business, even if it's just taking the job that's a risk that you love, or again, choosing the person, I see this bold, fearless action in the near future, and or a mature masculine fire sign. So that could be you, Aries, whether you're male or female, your mature masculine traits shining, taking on this decision, the world, this new, very risky and exciting path that it does scare you, but it heals you, it awakens you. It's a brand new beginning for you. But there's something illogical in the outcome of the situation. A lack of logic and or a lack of honesty Sorry, my Siamese is nightmaring out loud. I don't know if the mic picked up his low howl, growl, moan there. He's an Aries, and I've never heard him do that before. Crazy. But yeah, the outcome of the situation, there's this lack of mental clarity, lack of honesty, lack of clear communication. I don't know exactly what this decision is that you're still wrestling with. Again, maybe it is these two jobs, these two people, these two paths. But it is a trap that you are keeping yourself in, Aries, with the Eight of Swords showing up upright as the clarifier. And it is blocking the shared emotional fulfillment around you. It's just blocked. You're blocking it out because you're focusing on expediting your progress right now instead in some particular specific area of your life. And you're making yourself think that you have this choice to make when really the choice is already clear. You're binding your energy and your time and your mind and yourself up with weighing these two options when the choice, the path, the road is the one that heals you, and that's already clear. That's already obvious. It's unavoidable. It's inevitable. As I said, the path that heals you, and I'm talking about it again. I'm certain again. For those of you who this message is for, you will know. The choice is already clear, and I unconsciously flipped this for you. This Ten of Cups here. It happened. That energy is just blocked, and it's not the road. The path is not the one that caresses your ego. That serves the purpose of giving other people what they want to see in your life. It's not the one that gives you the most money. It's not. The person you feel obligated to. It's the path, it's the choice, it's the road that heals you. You will ultimately, eventually choose that path, or you will regret it. That's the message here. And at the end of October, there's still some mental unrest for you concerning this, Aries. You're being hard on yourself for the choice you have to make. You're still staying stuck in that energy of believing you've got a decision to make. You feel you can't be honest with others about the choice that you're making. But this is about you in the near future, before the end of the month, taking responsibility for your life and your actions and your choices and the directions that you take your life. This is divine masculine energy here. Father energy, authority energy, leadership energy, and owner. So, with the Entrepreneur card and then the Emperor coming up, it very well may be that you're moving down a path and a road where you're the boss, you're the owner, it's your business. Or just a path, a road, a choice, even a person for some, that makes you feel powerful in that way. Like you are directing your life where you want it to go. Like your choices are your own and you are happy to take responsibility for them. You're happy to be owning those choices. Yeah, I think for what a lot of you, what I'm seeing is, in the outcome of the situation, you may let others down because you don't do what's expected of you. And you may not be honest with them about what choice you're making because you're in the midst of a significant healing. You are either choosing a road with this very important Aquarius energy to you, whether people like it or not, or you are choosing a road, or you are choosing a road that heals you, and you are finding and embracing the fact that you don't have any choice. That's part of who you are and what you need. And so, yeah, you might not tell everyone what you're doing at this time, because you don't need or deserve their flack about it. You don't need, anything unsupportive. You're healing. That's why you're making the choice that you're making. And so you may keep it to yourself, and you may ultimately leave them feeling disappointed, let down, that you didn't do what they thought you would do, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, that's a side effect of life, right? You have to do you. Again, you have to choose the road, the path that heals you, mind, body, and or spirit. And here's more Aquarius energy, but in a sense of, with the star card showing up twice, and all the other messages that have come through, definitely in a sense of stealing this time for yourself, stealing time for yourself to make the decisions you want. But I think you've already made it. Like I said, you may still be going over it in your mind, Aries, but you know if this message is for you. You know which path heals you. And it's like you are stealing off down that path, sneaking away. That's that same energy of, maybe I'm not going to let them know what I'm doing right now, everyone around me, the people who would disagree. Maybe I'm not going to be totally honest with them. But you're headed home. You're headed here. Comfortable, happy, grounded, supportive home and family life. And it may require you sneaking away with what time you have left, sneaking away with the rest of your life, insisting on making the decisions for yourself for the rest of it, right? Yeah, that's what a lot of Aries are looking at in October. Very quickly, I want a card to represent the lesson that we're looking at here, which I'm going to get from the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck. And then I want a card to represent the best advice for your approach here. Your lesson. Your lesson is the choice card. And probably, again, this card just keeps coming up. All 4 months now that I've been doing this channel, this choice card will not be silenced. The people who are watching my channel, not just Aries, not any one sign, the people who I'm finding in this community that are finding me, we are dealing with forks in the road in our lives, significant choices, defining moments of choice in our lives where we feel for some reason like we're powerless or don't have a choice, or someone else is doing it to us or holding us down. And we have to realize and embrace that our choices are our own, and no one else can insist on us making them for ourselves and taking responsibility and owning those choices. No one else can make sure we don't give our power away to someone else. Someone else may have done everything else for you in your life, but no one else can make sure you don't give your power away to someone else. And you do have, you have this choice. You have the Lover's card in the root of the situation. You have the Two of Swords in your inner world. And now the lesson here is about this choice, Aries. How your own choices led you to this reversal of fortune, maybe. How your own choices will see you through this success if you decide to act with precision and poise or not. It may require forgiveness, again, moderation. This angel is an alchemist, so we're talking about someone who's done the math and the calculations and knows exactly how much she's giving to each area of her life, how much time she's committing to any one person or thing. We have the Queen of Water in reverse as your advice. Okay, so the Temperance card, and as I've trailed off talking about the Temperance card too, so this can be balancing your emotional life, your emotional world, with your practical mind. There's definitely a risk here for you to be so emotional about what you're still healing about that you become a little illogical in your decision making and in your actions as you try to complete this whatever the success is that you're hoping to expedite your progress on this month. The Queen of Water, you know, she's fragile. She's fragile. Certainly someone who can represent someone who's in need of or in a healing state place. She's either overly emotional because she's so fragile, or she's decided that she's too fragile, she won't be hurt, so she shuts down and becomes numb. She tips sort of one way or the other. And you could fall on either side of that, Aries. As a piece of advice, she suggests that you find empathy for everyone in the situation, which includes yourself. And I do see you headed toward financial independence, on the path that leads to financial independence, at least by next month, by November. This is the Nine of Earth, or the Nine of Pentacles. Someone very grateful for every little detail that they have in their life, because they've earned it themselves. I don't think that this is a situation for you to feel your way through. This is not a choice, a decision to feel your way through. Yes, you are healing. Yes, the choice is the path that heals you. Yes, but again, there's a risk for you to be so emotional about the choice, maybe about the people around you who feel like they should have some say in this choice. I do see a mature feminine figure, that if you bring your emotions into the decision, you're at risk of making an illogical one. When really the logical decision is, obviously you're going to choose the path that makes you happy, that brings you healing. And that sounds crazy to some people. Some people think the exact opposite. A lot of people. Obviously, you're going to choose the path that leads to security, to money. But that frame of mind, that type of thinking, that's where you're not taking into consideration your emotional health, your mental health, your spiritual health, or that, like I said, ultimately you will choose the path that heals you, or you will regret it. But basically, you know, that's the frame of mind where people aren't taking into consideration those things that they can't see, more or less. That's not the case for you here, Aries. You know which path heals you. A lot of you do still feel like there's a significant decision to be made. The Spirit wouldn't have given you this gift of this reversal of fortune if it wasn't for you to use. And still, you know, I'm acting like you don't have a choice, and you do. And you do. The message here, the lesson here is that it is your choice to make still. I guess that's why I was saying you can grow complicit. You can change your mind and not complete this success. If you're all the way down a path that doesn't make you happy, that doesn't bring you healing, maybe it is a success that you want to scrap. 77 may be particularly significant for you at this time. I see you taking what you've earned from the endeavors that you've already engaged in and committed to, seeing it through, being patient, poised, seeing it through until you can take what you've earned here and run off down the path that actually heals you and makes you happy, that you really want to go down. That's what I see for a lot of you. Take the fruits of your labor and go find financial independence. Go find, start your own business. Be an entrepreneur if that's what calls to you. Maybe it's time to cut your losses, to take what you've made and get out. And it seems like a bad thing at first, but it's giving you this opportunity to go down to the path that you really want to. Okay, Aries, I'll have to leave it at that. We're at 40 minutes, far over what I meant to be at today. But I'm really glad we got all of those messages out. I already apologized, and thank you for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate that. I told you about your seasonal reads already. I will link those below. Thank you also for commenting and sharing and messaging me, for your donations and your orders. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of our energy exchanges. If you are interested in a personal reading and you're not yet familiar with my services, just scroll down to the description of the video. All of your options are there. All of those links are also in the About section of my YouTube channel. You can email me at lunartickstarot@gmail.com. And I love you, Aries. I loved reading for you, and I will post another tarot fix for you very soon.